Hey everybody, James with Love My Pups. Question ask time. Tammy's getting a massage, so she will be with us shortly. And but I thought I'm waiting on her. I thought I'd fill a bit of time up. All right. So somebody asks here about. They say, can you freeze semen? Well, the answer is yes, you can. But why would you do that? I know a little bit about this because I have a nitrogen tank. So when you're going to transport semen or you're going to keep semen, there's two ways you can do this. Chilled semen, which is what I do mostly. Chilled semen is good for a maximum of 10 days, but it's fairly easy to do. It's easy to ship, and that's what we do whenever we're using stud service to ship to people who are around the world, in Mexico, in the United States. Frozen semen is a whole different animal. You use liquid nitrogen. I'm going to do a whole video on this. It's liquid nitrogen. It goes into a large tank, and it can keep for decades. So when you use, so the process of actually freezing it is a bit different. Typically you'll have a company who then keeps that for you. Why would you do this? Because you've got a dog that you know won't be around 5 years from now, 2 years from now, but you want to keep that line going. And so how do you do that? Well, the only way you can do that is to freeze it with liquid nitrogen. But it's a ship. Once it's frozen with liquid nitrogen, to use it, once you unthaw it, it has to be used literally within a few hours, and either a TCI or a cervical insemination. The reason for that is it won't stay alive for a day, and that's how long it takes with a vaginal AI for semen to get from when you inseminate it to get to the eggs. So you always do a TCI or a surgical. And so how do you ship frozen? Well, the answer to that one is a hell of a lot more expensive. You have to have what's called a vapor shipper, which is a large nitrogen tank. The tank itself is better part of $1,000. Shipping it might cost you $500 or $600. So typically, what I'm saying here is, to cut to the chase on this, I'll do a whole video on this, is that frozen is something that you're probably not going to be doing. Here comes Tammy. And I'm doing a video, guys. Yes, but I can stop it. Yeah. Well, look what the devil brought in. How was your massage, Tammy?
Devil wears Prada.
That's right. So Tammy's with us now. All right. So
I had a massage. Can you tell? I'm all.
You're happy.
Puffy.
You're happy.
Not happy, just puffy.
Okay. So the last one we were talking about. We kind of interrupted the video. We started back up again. All right. So the next question is, somebody's asking about the video I did on Parvo about bleach. So Tammy was part of this whole process when we had those puppies. So the answer was, we were very worried about getting the infection in the yard.
Explain.
Yeah, I went through the whole thing.
Yeah, that was years and years ago.
Yes.
At a different
20 years ago. But the answer is, it's a 10-to-1 ratio, water to bleach. Lots of water, little bleach. So people are asking, now, is that dangerous for your dogs? Look, if you took 10% solution of bleach and sprayed it in somebody's eyes, they would be pissed at you. So it would hurt. If you got it on your skin and you washed it off, it would not be any problem at all.
You don't want to spray it on them.
So what we did is, we gathered everybody away from the area that we were going to treat. We sprayed everything down, and within 10 minutes it's dry and the puppies can go back on it. So it's you just don't want to spray it directly on a puppy or get puppies walking on what would be wet concrete, because that might hurt their paws. But it's pretty safe stuff. Somebody asked about the transition from the puppy mousse to kibble for puppies when they are. So let's have Tammy tell us about that. Tammy, you do the transition. How do you do the transition? She's now going to answer a phone call from somebody else. Well, the answer is this. You can start them on puppy mousse when they're starting to get teeth. So that's typically around 3 to 4 weeks. You can get them on that. And why would you do that? Because you're trying to wean them off mum. And you might be weaning them off mum because mum doesn't have enough milk, because mum doesn't want to be with the babies anymore, or because you just got to get it done because it's time for mum to get a life back, get a figure back. But mousse for a week, 10 days.
I'm laughing because what you said.
Okay. Puppies on. She's not going to help us, so she's worthless on this one today. He's just giggling. She's been drinking. Would you get a glass of wine at the massage?
No, when you go get a massage. Well, I hadn't had a massage in over a year because of COVID.
Yes.
So you kind of feel
Are you drunk on it?
thing,
You're acting like
whatever.
it. Yeah.
And so whatever James said about when they get it in their teeth, that's what my text message said. And I'd already sent it to her.
Well, look. So to answer the question, transition them from moose to slurry of moose to then moose, and you can take your kibble, you can wet it down, wait 30 minutes, and it'll kind of be a bit mushy. You can give them that, and then you get them onto regular kibble. Just see how it goes. A couple of weeks to get that all done. A couple of weeks. I got a question here from Joe Biden. It's spelt with 2 N's, so I don't think it's the Biden that we all know, but they're asking about their dog. So they want to know about DNA. So I'm going to run through what the pieces on a DNA might mean. Capital EM, that means the dog has a full mask. Little d, that's a dilution gene. That means that dog is blue. K/N, that means 1 copy of brindle. That's the bad thing. We really don't want in there. 1 copy of merle with a number by it. The number tells you the amount of merle that dog has. NN means that dog does not have pied. If it did have pied, a copy would be SN. If it was fully pied, it'd be SS. And then NCO, 1 copy of testable chocolate. What are the other? So this is a blue brindle dog. This is a blue merle brindle. Is what this dog is. That carries chocolate. That's the way you describe that dog. Okay, so then what other things might there be in there? There might be the B. They might tell you about the capital B, little b gene. Little b means testable chocolate. They might talk about the E gene, little e means it's a cream dog, and then the last thing would be the A locus, which is either AT, A, or AY. AY is fawn, AT is tan points, A is recessive black. Someone's asking about foreign registration. They want to know how you take a dog that's got foreign registration and get AKC registration. You have to get
You have to be patient.
You have to be patient. That's true. We've got an English doggy right now that it's taking forever from the UK Kennel Club to do anything. They're so slow on this stuff. And then if you've got to call them up, you're on hold forever, and it's like 5 minutes a minute.
How long did you have to wait that one time?
Well, I was on the phone for the first time for like 25 minutes, and I was just on hold as the number one.
And that was an expensive phone call.
That was that phone call was $5 a minute, 25 minutes. So that phone call was $125. And I didn't even get to anybody. So I called back, and I got somebody, and then they'd say, well, we'll do it through an email. I did get an email to say that they were going to take it.
And then they said they already had sent it, but they'll resend it again, and it's like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, we don't want to. We're not trying to bitch about the kennel clubs, but the answer is it is frustrating and expensive.
Just be prepared to have patience.
What you need is money. You need to have the dog in your name and an export pedigree, pictures of the dog, and spend $100 with the AKC, and you'll get it done. Not all dogs that are registered in other countries can be registered with the AKC. If you go to akc.org and put in foreign registration, you'll find out which dogs and what you need. Somebody's asking about the cube that comes from Target Vet. Well, I don't know much about this. Well, I do know a little bit about it. So the Target Vet test kit, I've been preaching about people using that for a long time. It's an inexpensive alternative to buying a progesterone machine. It's nowhere near as good, but it does work. They came out with a cube. They gave me one to try out. I never got any results from it that made any sense to me whatsoever at all. And they were using me as a testing station for it. And finally, they asked me to send the thing back. So I'm not very happy with them at the moment, actually, to be honest with you. I thought that their response to me was a little bit rude. I'm still pushing their product for them. But they've been selling the product for the last year, but it doesn't appear like it works. So they can come back if they see this and tell me something different. But right now, I'm not very happy with those people at all. Let's see, what was this question? I had a question here that says vet bite. What was that about? I think somebody's asking about... well, yeah, so I got somebody, I did a thing on Parvo, and this is probably going to be the last part of this because we're right at 10 minutes. The last part of the Parvo thing was somebody had said I'd suggested that maybe you try to handle this at home, but with the advice of your vet. And somebody said, well, I don't think the vet's going to give out the medication to do this. And my comment to that is, vets give you medication all the time. When you go get some amoxicillin to give your dog. They don't come back and say to you, I'm going to give you 1 tablet today, and come back later on this evening when you need the next tablet, and then in the morning when you need, they give you the medication. If your vet won't give you the medication, you're at the wrong vet.
Yeah, go find another vet.
Exactly. And so look,
I don't know where I turned.
I don't either. We'll finish this real quick. I think it's right here. Yeah, that sounds good. But here's my point about this. Look, you need to find a vet who will treat you and answer your questions and do what you want to do. You're the boss, right? Doesn't mean that you need to be preaching to your vets. Don't get me wrong here. You have a good relationship with your vet. But I can tell you this, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 vets that we use, and all of those vets would be totally on board with giving us injectable amoxicillin and the other things we need to treat dogs with parvo. We haven't had to do this in a long time, thank God for that. But the point here is, a dog with parvo, the worst place it can be is in the vet's office. Because guess what? Other people walk in and they get parvo, because that's how we got it.
Honey, it was like 30 some odd years.
I know, but how did we get it?
Got it at the vet's office.
Got it at the vet's office.
Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to call your vet to make sure it's good and clear for you to go in, you know, and then when you drive up, make sure it's still good and clear, because you can have somebody with an emergency come in with the puppy that way.
Well, so
if you walk in there and it's there, you're taking it home, no matter what. You touch the handles, you walk on the floor.
Yeah, you could do it.
You're touching it.
Yeah, you could do it.
But flies can carry it.
Yeah. So, but my comment on this was, we're gonna finish the whole video on this. My comment on this is, look, if you think you've got parvo, go get a snap test. You can do it at home. There's nothing special about getting it done. The tests are dirt cheap. We sell them at My British Supply. Find out whether you've got parvo, and if you have, then start treating the dogs. If you've got parvo, the dog doesn't need to go to the vet. What you've got to do is have the right treatment ready to go. But enough of this. Thanks for watching. We'd like you to subscribe to us and go to My British Supply, and we've got to go visit our daughter, so we are going to say
bye.
Bye-bye.